Yeah, I think this session also, in fact, broadly, I have three parts. So far, it was more the environment, the context, which about which we were discussing. Now, I think from this slide, we are getting into the labor law implication part. I think we have around 30 slides discussing about this. I think people would be interested more in listening to these slides. And the third part, maybe on which I have around 10 to 12 slides, that will more talk about the relaxations or the privileges extended by some of the ministries or some of the departments, right? It will not be exhaustive, more illustrative, because I think, as I said, a lot of notifications or advisories or guidelines are coming in every day. And from all the states almost, so it will be difficult to consolidate all these and share it just within the given time. So just as an illustration, I have brought something maybe that will be around 10 to 12 slides. So now we are getting into the second part. I think this is the moot question, or the employees entitled to full wages. I think a lot of people are confused whether to pay wages or not to pay wages. And I think even the legal fraternity, they are divided in their opinions on this particular point. Again, as I said, I think Payment of Wages Act does not talk about making a payment during this period or any other labor laws specifically for that matter. But it is given as an advisory, as a guideline under Disaster Management Act. So maybe as early in March 20th, if I'm right, there was a circular from the Ministry of Labor, right, advising the employers to make payment of wages in full during the lockdown period. So it is not just restricted to the workers, because I hear some of the people talking that wages in full is to be paid only to the workman category and not to others. But if you go through that particular circular, I'm just repeating, it is circular dated 20th March by Ministry of Labor. It very clearly says employees or workers, right? So it includes both. So it is not just restricting to workers, because in the guidelines issued on 29th of March, which is the broader guideline, they are just using the term worker and wages. So some of the people, based on that, they restricted the term usage of term worker to those workmen who are falling under the definition of the term workman as defined under the ID Act, or maybe some other act, Payment of Wages Act. But it is not actually so, because it is so in some of the states notifications, right, as well as the notification issued by the Ministry of Labor on March 20th. They are not just restricting to workers, but they have mentioned it as employees oblique workers. So it should ideally include all the persons working in an organization. It is not just restricted to the workman category. And all the employers, be it in the industry, that is the factory, or in the shops and commercial establishments, they have to make payment of wages to their workers on the due date without any deduction, right? So this is what is mentioned. And I would like to draw your attention to the last point, where I've put it in blue font: writ petition filed by the Nagarika Exports Limited. This is one company which has filed a case, which has moved the Supreme Court, in fact, filed a writ petition questioning the powers of the government to come up with this particular guideline, because their contention is payment of wages or non-deduction of wages or authorized deduction. All those subjects are dealt with by the already very well established set of labor legislations. When that being the case, their point of contention is the government has no need to make a guideline on these subjects, again through disaster management. They say no, it is not within the powers of the government, be it the central government or the state governments. They consider it as ultra vires, so they do not have the powers. But of course, this is still pending. Some of the unions, in fact, they have joined together and they have also filed a case in support of the guidelines given by the government, because the guidelines say full payment is to be made, so they have supported the guidelines. And some of some around 41 establishments, small establishments. They have, I understand, they have filed a case in support of this particular writ petition, stating that employers cannot be asked to make a full payment of wages, particularly at the time of this lockdown period where no activity is happening. So it is not just the employees, the employers are also, the organizations are also suffering, and they have no means to pay wages. So this has now become a point of contention, and legality is involved in it. And but strictly speaking, yeah, I happen to go through one of the opinions given by renowned legal practitioner. He also said government cannot come up with this kind of guidelines, but until and otherwise, this is held invalid by the competent court of law. These guidelines are to be followed. So again, I repeat, so whether it is right or wrong, this has been given as guidelines. So unless and otherwise, a competent court of law, like some high court or the Supreme Court, if it says that this powers exercised by the government is ultra vires, they do not have powers, I think till such time we may have to follow the guidelines. We cannot question it as of now. So that is the position. So for the month of partially, maybe from 25th of March, we should pay salary to the workers and the employees, whoever it is, till 31st of March. And for the month of April also, if we do not get any verdict from Supreme Court, maybe under this case or in otherwise, holding this direction as invalid, we may have to pay salary to the employees or the workers for the month of April also, after the end of maybe 30th April. So that is the position. We'll move on.